flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Your district needed 2 governors. The 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do on a daily basis. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And I'm adding a 5th today. Is it enjoyable and fun?
Thank you very much, governors. And yeah, you know what? I might have screwed up their districts, but we're all Rotarians, and we're all in Georgia, so we're just lucky to have 3 governors. Well, just as the district exists to support all of your clubs, the district has to have some place to go to get help too. So districts are helped by zone. And today we have 2 members of the zone team here to help us with membership seminar. And I get to introduce one right now. It's our zone Rotary coordinator. Dr. Marcy Ullom is from the Rotary Club of Miami, and you'll see her bio down at the end of, or at the bottom of the agenda there. And she has served in virtually every position you can in Rotary, including being president the same year I was, 99-2000. She's been a district governor, a district trainer. She worked her way through the district, serving in every position. And then she went on and began serving at the zone level, where she has also served in multiple positions. Right now, she services, I think it's 12 districts? 14 districts. I knew I was close. Prior to committing her life to Rotary, she spent well over 30 years in training, including 26 years with the University of Miami, continuing education and international development. Translated, helping to train people like us. This is a woman eminently qualified to be leading us through some of our membership issues. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Marcy Ullom.
Thanks so much. It's good to be back in Georgia. 100 years ago, I spent about 6 years at the University of Georgia. Go Dogs! I was not on the 6-year undergraduate plan, just to make sure we're any of you. What? I was working there and working on my doctorate. I was there during the Herschel Walker years. I like to take full credit for that. But it really is great to be back. We're going to, I'm going to move through things really quickly so we can get to the meat of why we're here. But there are some people that you do need to know who have not been introduced. And from my perspective, with all due respect to governors and Governor String, and I was one, is that our district membership chairs have been tasked with real challenges. And I think it's important that you, in the club level, know who these folks are. Unfortunately, there's one of the 4 that are here, but I think if you write down their names and if you talk with them, they're going to be really go-to people for you. From 6900, Kurt von Voorhees. Now, Kurt is here because I had a chat with him. So where is he? There, great. Now, before you say 6900 has done an interesting split between retention and attraction.
That's correct.
And Kurt, you're in charge of?
Retention.
Retention. Okay.
Rotary.
That's right. That's right. Great. And his partner is Sydney Browning, who wasn't able to be here today. But for those of you from 6900, please know these 2 names. Thank you, Kurt. 6910 is Jerry Cooper, who also was unable to be here today, and 6920 is Bill Booth as well. So again, these are real go-to people. In addition, there are some other folks in the room that we do want to recognize. Immediate past district governors. I'm going to go through these groups real quickly, but if you're an immediate past district governor, please rise. Rise. Oh, thank you, Bob. If you are governor-elect, sure, I didn't see you. If you're a governor-elect, we have Ted here, Bill here, and Alicia. Great. If you're a DGN, any DGNs here? Great. If you are currently an assistant governor, these folks are often unsung heroes because they're really working at the club level with you all to be supportive. And if you're a past district governor, are you here? Claudia. So very quickly, what I want to do is go over the agenda. You have it in front of you. What Margie said about my background is accurate, although I've done a lot of training. I really was more of an administrator. But what I really believe, what Claudia and I believe, and we put this agenda together, is that the wisdom is in the rooms. So one of the reasons that we assigned you to tables was so you wouldn't sit with your buddies, and you would hear new ideas and what other clubs are doing that you can steal. Because of all things, and I spent 35 years in higher education, stealing and plagiarism is really good at Rotary. So we're going to do that. But again, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on two things. We're going to focus on attraction, and we're going to focus on retention. And we're going to talk about why we're going to focus on that. One of the things you need to know is, see this lovely lady sitting up here in the aqua? Raise your hand, Carol. Carol is taping you. So if you are in the witness protection program, you probably want to make sure you're not in front of the camera at any point. Or when you're scribing and you're reporting back from your groups, if you don't want to be on camera, because what's important is that while there are 100 people in this room, there are thousands of people out there who can take advantage of your wisdom. And so this is going to be put on the Georgia Rotary Network, whatever that is. So you can be famous if you'd like. We're going to start off the morning talking about attraction. Now, and I am really sorry, this is going to be very hard for me. I'm used to walking, but I'm limited by this camera and the ranges. So if I get really antsy, please understand, it's just I want to be walking. We're going to talk about attraction to begin with. We've changed that word. That's a new word that we're using. We used to use the word recruitment. Does anybody here, can anybody here tell me what the difference is? This is the participatory part, I suppose, so you know. And I know there's smart people in this room. Cheryl?
Okay. Recruitment is when you're out trying to recruit the people and bring them in. Attraction is when they see what you're doing and say, I want to be a part of it.
Right. So did everybody hear that? Yes, no, in the back? So recruitment is we're going out and we're trying to convince people that they need to be a part of what we love. And attraction is where somebody looks at what you're doing and says, I want to be a part of that. And so in some ways it's wordsmithing, but in other ways it's really about the positioning that we need to take. We need to spin it so that we're looking at this from helping people, from sharing the great organization that we have, and helping people become so attracted to it that we don't have to go out and recruit. You know, they're coming to us. Now, what I want to do is, there's a lot of things that we can do to make our clubs attractive. And we're going to talk about that this morning. And what I'd really like to ask first is if there could be a couple of scribes, because again, I need writers. This is an easy task. Thank you so much. I bet you are the first person who raises their hand at every club, and at every club activity. Oh well, you will be now. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to walk around this way. And out of the way. We're going to talk about, I want you to think about attraction, things that happen in your club that people walk in and say, wow, is that cool? Or you're doing something in your club that you think is helping people want to be there. Yeah.
Family Rotary events.
Family Rotary events. Let's start here. What is your name, by the way?
Christine.
Christine. Let's give Christine a great round. Yeah.
Good program.
Good programs. We'll go back and forth. And let's give Blake a great hand.
The general category, visibility.
Visibility. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
They can't be attracted to you if they don't know you exist.
Ah, so public relations, a former four-letter word in Rotary. Okay. What else?
Service projects.
Service projects.
Good food.
Good food. How many of you would go to your Rotary Club if the food was awful? So, okay, but those of you who didn't raise your hand, we have to question. But really, the truth is that I go regardless if the food was awful, and I have gone when it's been awful. I've also gone when there were good programs, haven't you? So why else are you there? Networking.
Fellowship.
Fellowship. Let's talk about some specific strategies then. And I want you to think about your club and be honest. When a new person, a potential person comes in, how do you treat them? What do you do? Do you have a process? Yes.
Give them a job to do.
No, I'm talking about somebody before they're there. Wait, I'm sorry? Greeters. Yes?
We try to make them feel like we really are glad they're there.
And how do you do that? How do you make people feel really glad they're there?
Well, conversation and welcoming and getting them, introducing them to people they don't know.
That's good, yes.
We not only introduce them, we allow them to introduce themselves. That starts conversation going at any chance that you have during the meeting.
Great.
There's a lighthearted tone.
That's a club culture, right? Okay. Anything? Yes.
We do follow up after the meeting with a phone call to just encourage them to come back next week, see if they have any questions about the club, what we do.
Have printed information about the club and give.
Right. And you have a brochure?
Yes, like try.
Oh, so that was printed information about the club. How many people have printed information about your club? How many people do follow-up with folks walking in the door? How many people have you touched these folks, not literally, but figuratively speaking, 2 or 3 or 4 times? Good stretch. Pardon me?
A lot more than that.
A lot more than that? Oh, really?
It takes 14 before you get anybody's attention.
14. Is this a scientific study?
No, that's the drift marketing method.
Oh, the method.
Yes, it is a scientific
Okay.
drift marketing method, but
Because I heard
we've got-
7, but not 14.
You know, part of it talks about engagement. You have to engage these people. They have to want to buy. You can't sell them.
Right.
And that's what you're talking about, the difference between attraction and, recruiting.
And your name is?
My name's Pepper Pettit, ma'am. I didn't mean
Pepper? No, Pepper made a great point about the fact that if you look at business studies, they're saying, he's saying that he's read it's 14 times that you have to, and you have to share, you have to let people know what it is that they are going to get. Because this world today, whether we like it or not, is all about what's in it for me. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if we can help them understand what's in it, then we've got other ideas, strategies, whatever. Yes?
We've always used, particularly for our best meetings, make sure that we invite good prospects to attend those meetings and sit with you at the president's table, or we have reserved tables up front where we can have members of the membership committee there. And so we've been very intentional about using really good meetings to get top prospects together.
Okay, so just to repeat, they're very intentional in this. What is this club? The Atlanta Club. So they're very intentional about how they make people feel good about being there. And special is what I heard. They make them feel special. They make sure they're sitting with a president or with a membership committee. That's really a good tip too. Yes?
For some people, we try to stress that you get more than you can see. In other words, the Rotary International presence.
Right.
You are not a stranger in any country which you visit your charity.
So this is selling the internationalism of Rotary, that it's not just your local club. Yes?
You try to foster an atmosphere of inclusiveness as opposed to exclusivity. Not so much, you want to be a part of us as much as it is how can you help make our club. So it invites them to bring their talents instead of trying to be a part of something that's exclusive. We also talk about the feeling you feel in our club, you'll feel it everywhere, no matter where you go. Pretty much is held true to that. So try to break it into that.
So there were two tips there. One had to do with helping people potential members understand what talents they can bring and how they can use their talents and skills. And the other is, what was the last one? That they could feel the same support and friendliness and warmth in all clubs. Yeah.
People want to feel wanted and needed. It's one of the most important things that any human being wants. So if you make somebody feel very needed by telling them, look, you could be a huge advocate for this club. You bring skills that we really need. And then you tell them, we need you. You'll make this place better. Not just your fellowship and the fact that everybody's going to get to know you and you're going to become our friend and this type of thing. We need you because we need help on this service project or this service project. But
so that was about to make them feel wanted
and
needed. Yes, in the back there.
And I thought we put out a little goodie bag, and in that goodie bag, we have a business card of every one of our members, shows what they do for the living, etc. And we also, in that bag, put in things about Rotary, some about foundations, some about membership, everything, and we give to them, and we do follow it.
That was a great idea. That was giving a goodie bag out with cards of everybody in the club plus some Rotary information. Yes.
One thing that we do in our club very well is that we make sure that people understand it's not just a club, it's about changing our community. That you're involved in the community, that when you come in, we're going to make a difference and we're doing things in our community. And I think that attracts a lot of people to our club.
So this was about helping really focused on the community. So these are all great ideas, and they can be built into strategies. But what I'm assuming is that the reason this room is full is that something's not working in your clubs. And so part of what we want to do here in the next, say, 50 minutes, 55 minutes, is for each table, and the reason you're not sitting with people you know, or you may know them but they're not from your club, is to listen to and develop strategies. These are all great techniques, but what you really need to think about at the club level is a strategy or strategies, and how do you implement these to make sure, if you're going to make a decision as a club to touch somebody 14 times, what does that look like that doesn't become like either onerous on the part of clubs members, or like somebody just feels like they're being slammed all the time. So, pardon?
Sounds like stalking.
So I think that what you need to do, the time now, what we want you to do at your tables is to really work on strategies, putting together these tips and techniques, and then at the end, we'll come at the end. Then we're going to break for lunch. During lunch, we're going to have some success stories. We're going to have clubs presenting what they have done to be successful. Because sometimes that's exactly what we need to hear. Not from me, not from Claudia, frankly, not even from the governors we need to hear from people who are in the trenches who are making a difference. So we'll be doing that. And then we'll come back and we'll report back. So you need to identify a scribe. at your table who will report back, and 2 strategies that really encompass a lot of techniques that you feel are practical and applicable in your clubs. Okay, so we have clear ideas about what we're supposed to be doing now? All right, discuss. Thank you.